Hi, it's another video from Jeff with Family's Legacy Estate Sale. My video today is going to be about a question I get asked and have contemplated myself many times. My collectibles. Should I display them in their packaging or take them out of the packaging and display them that way? Well, that's a personal preference, but I'm going to cover for you today a little bit of the pros and cons of displaying them in packaging versus outside of their packaging. So let me go ahead and talk about the different pros and cons, and hopefully you get some insight in what's best for you, because there is no real right or wrong answer to it. It's a personal preference issue. Okay, as you can see, I've got a variety of different collectibles that are some of the things that I collect. First off, you're going to look at some items that are packaged. And I've got a couple of different Wonder Womans and a Catwoman, original factory sealed. And one of the questions you will have to ask yourself is, what is your long-term plan for your collection? If you're going to be possibly selling it someday, my suggestion is leave it in the packaging, because you're going to eliminate part of your potential buyer base if the items have been opened. Okay, you can always buy an open version of this figure if somebody wants an open version, or even an open box version. But getting a factory sealed one, not necessarily available to everybody, and you can't undo it after you've opened it up. So if you think you might sell stuff later on, I'd leave it in the package. Some of the cons to leaving it in the package, and you could see it probably with that Catwoman figure from gallery, you could tend to get glare. So it becomes very difficult to see some of these things, regardless of how you display them. You know, that plastic cover, there's vein. You get a lot of reflection. So you really can't enjoy them as much as if they were opened. But it's definitely a factor. You've got, some larger vehicles. Those tend to display very nicely because you don't have that extra plastic all over the packaging that causes that extra glare. The boxes themselves actually offer protection for the items, for the collectible. So that's a good thing. They're also much easier to clean. Just coming to the top and dusting off the top is a lot easier than trying to get into the nooks and crannies of individual action figures. So, just more things to consider. One thing that I have to emphasize it in the most strenuously that I can. Don't leave any of your collectibles in direct sunlight. UV rays from the sun are a killer on any kind of printed material. The boxes, the autographs, posters, comic books, anything that you may have that's got a printing on it, or it was done by an offset printer, it is going to fade. You won't notice it regularly, but over time it will turn to a light cyan color, and it's going to wash out all the vibrancy of the color. So please don't put anything in direct sunlight. Even the item themselves, if you've got loose figures, if you leave them for too long in direct sunlight, they will start fading. Okay. And one other consideration that you've got, whether you should leave it in a package or take it out, is space. Okay. If you're not going to potentially sell anything in the future, you save a lot of space taking it out of the packaging. You leave it in the packaging, you've got obviously all that air space in a package, and it's going to take up a lot more room. So hopefully this is giving you a little bit of food for thought. And, look out for future videos, and we'll talk to you soon.